When I draw with an oil paint, I notice unlike the other paints such as acrylic, watercolor that can dissolve in the water, the oil paint is not able to get clean just washing it barely with the water, so I have to use a brush cleaner to clean it. So today, let's talk about how does paint thinner clean the dirty brush? Well, what is paint at the first place? Paints are essentially pigment particles bound in a sticky, transparent media. Oil paint are the pigment bounded in the oil. Acrylic paints are the pigment bounded in acrylic polymer medium, and watercolors are pigment bounded in a water-soluble medium called gum arabic. Then let's talk about the paint thinner. The paint thinner are often referred to the substance that's used to thin or remove the oil-based paint. They tend to be highly toxic and should not be used in an enclosed environment. Mostly are highly flammable and also should not be used stored or near open flame. The compound in the paint thinner varies due to their different kinds. However, most of the thinner contains aliphatic hydrocarbon, glucoethane, and acetones. What they are shared in common is the carbon-hydrogen bond. Before we go into talk about how paint thinner dissolve the oil paint, let's first find out why can oil paint dissolve in the water. As I said before, the oil paint is a substance bonded with oil, so we can basically think it as the oil. And the polarity is the answer. The polarity means a molecule is positively charged at one end and negatively charged at the other. The water molecules are made up of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. The hydrogen side is slightly positive charged and the oxygen is negatively charged, so water is a polar molecule. However, oil is a nonpolar molecule. When the water meets the oil, the more positive side of the water molecules attracts the more negative side of the water molecules, as neither side will attract to the neutral oil molecules. The strong hydrogen bond makes the water much more preferred to bond it with itself instead of the oil molecules. It's why they don't mix together. So the oil does not tend to associate water and it is considered hydrophobic. What paint thinner contains are nonpolar solvent. The nonpolar solvent contains bonds between the atom with similar electronegativity, such as carbon and hydrogen. Bonds between atoms with similar electronegativities will link off partial charge, and this absence of charge which makes these molecules nonpolar. The polar molecules can only dissolve in the polar solvent, and the nonpolar molecules can only dissolve in the nonpolar solvent. An acetone is slightly different than the other nonpolar solvent. Its oxygen side is polar, however, it also contains nonpolar bond, which is the carbon-hydrogen bond. And that's the reason why acetone can dissolve in water, but it also could be a solvent for the oil. Oil is also a nonpolar molecule. Usually, it's a complex mixture of hydrocarbons and other chemicals. Acetone is a good solvent because it contains nonpolar carbon-hydrogen bond. The hydrogen and carbons in both molecules will attract each other mostly by London dispersion force, so the oil molecules and the acetones can mix together. All in all, polarity is the reason why oil paint can only be dissolved in the thinner that contains a nonpolar solvent. So let's test the paint thinner and see how it works. Alright, so now firstly I got a clean brush and some oil paint. I get some black oil paint on it. Then there we go, a dirty brush. Then I rinse it with a paper towel, because that's the right way to clean it. So first let's try to clean the brush with the tap water. As you see, the oil paint wasn't dissolving in the water at all, so the tap water wasn't working. Now let's try the paint thinner. Pour some thinner into the bottle. After a few seconds, the oil paint starts to dissolve in the thinner, and it spread as a dye. Finally, the entire solvent turned into glass. Lastly, wash the brush with the soap. Thank you everyone for watching this video. I will see you next time.